Alright, like we did yesterday, let's take a look out this window here and see what's going on. This is our entertainment during lockdown. Our neighbors. So it looks like this guy is washing their pots and pans, and then his neighbor there is brushing his teeth and washing his hands. And then we have these two dogs right here looking up at us. All the kittens on this roof. And then there's something going on way down there on the field. There's actually a lot of people together, which is weird. We haven't seen that this whole month. Apparently Lindsay doesn't know that the sound means it's done. Alright guys, this morning I have coffee, a regular cheap coffee, and Lindsay just made some tea. It's, what's in this tea?
Coca.
Munya.
Menta, which is mint.
Y anise.
It's too hot to try it right now. I don't know if you can see it, but it's steaming.
And then the rest of our meal is cooking right now, or Lindsay's cooking it, but I just chopped up a mango. Alright guys, today we're making Chicha Morada, which is a purple corn-based drink that originated in Peru.
Fruity, warmly spiced, and oh so delicious. We're gonna 15-ounce package. You can usually find these in your international aisle. Entire pineapple. We're gonna use the rind.
So they say that you are supposed to put the ingredients in and then boil it for about 30 minutes together. Maybe 45 minutes. So we're gonna put the purple corn in, and then we chop up these Granny Smith apples and we put them in there for flavor as well. And then we have limes for flavor, and a lot of people put pineapple, but we did not buy one. So we have a mango, so we can add this at the very end for flavor, I guess.
And some recipes include alcohol, so you can have a alcoholic Chicha Morada as well. There are kind of different versions of this. There's kind of a traditional version, and then there's the alcoholic version, and then also more like, it looks like a sangria, like where you can put a lot more fruits in there and make it sweet. So we're gonna make kind of our own fusion of traditional and what we have in the kitchen right now.
And then you're supposed to put cinnamon sticks in here and clove for the spices and the flavor. So this is clove.
Chicha Morada is extremely popular, and so when we went to the market, we found cinnamon and cloves in the same packet ready to go, because I guess a lot of people will be buying it like that. The consumption of Chicha Morada in Peru is about the same as Coca-Cola.
Wow. Ooh, it's already starting to turn color.
Oh yeah, you can see it's turning purple. Look at the color in there.
And that's only been boiling for about 10 minutes, and it's already smelling up the entire apartment and turning the water purple.
If we like this, we'll be making this again, and we'll be doing it right with the pineapple and
alcohol.
And alcohol. Bye.
Oh, this is so delicious. It tastes like an apple cider. You're gonna love it.
Alright guys, Chicha Morada. Alright, so it's much later in the day now. It's about 2 o'clock, and Lindsay is getting obsessed with Chicha Morada. I think she's cooked about 3 pots of it, and this was the first time we ever tried it.
And I've had like 6 cups.
Is Chicha Morada good for you? Should she be drinking this much? So the US has been sending planes to come get tourists like us and bring them back home. But we've been avoiding it for a few weeks now, and there are a few flights left, but not many. But I just thought I would check because I just got an email from the embassy in Peru. They've been sending us emails every couple days with potential flights, and I just wanted to see how much these would actually cost us. And so one thing to note is that they only go from Lima to Miami. Miami is on the other side of the US from California, where I'm from. And Lima is on the other side of Peru from Cusco, where we are right now. So we would have to take a 30-hour bus somehow, if we were allowed, to get to Lima, and then take a flight to Miami, and then take a flight from Miami to get to California. So let's see how much it would cost just for one leg of that. Okay, so this shows there are Eastern Airlines flights on April 18th, 20th, and 21st. So that's within the next few days. So to purchase tickets, click on this link, Go Eastern Air. So there you have it. We were just going off of word of mouth before when people were saying things were close to $2,000, $3,000, but now I'm actually seeing it with my own eyes. If we wanted to do this, we could, but it would cost that much. And then we would have to take a flight home from there as well. And who knows the quarantine process and all of that. Just looks like it's not happening. Hey guys, so in the last video, we tried tuna fruit, which is really big in Peru. So we decided that we want to try a couple other Peruvian or at least South American fruits for you guys. So look at what we have here. You guys keep telling us that we should try Cherimoya, which is this one, which Lindsay has never had before.
We have some plums, and we don't know what these are called.
And then we have granadilla, 1-inch banana. The other color of tuna fruit, yesterday we had like a reddish one.
Yeah.
And I think they actually taste slightly different from what we heard.
And some Granny Smith apples. I want to try the Cherimoya because everyone's been talking about this fruit and I'm really curious about it. They say it's really good, so let's dig in.
So this is Cherimoya, also known as custard apple, and when I was in Southeast Asia I had it there and it was called sweet apple there, or candy apple. But it actually originates in the Andes Mountains, so right around here. Let's give it a try.
I'm just gonna scoop a little out. They say you can just use a spoon to scoop it. It reminds me of guanabana.
Huh.
The texture and the flavor a little bit.
And it looks like it too. Guanabana
Yeah.
is a fleshy inside with these big black seeds.
Yeah, very sweet, and it's kind of soft inside.
Well, I think it's called candy apple for a reason. It kind of tastes similar to an apple. The texture is just a little bit different. It's a little softer and more moist. And actually I read that parts of this fruit are toxic, or at least if you have a lot of it, it can be toxic. So you can't eat too much of it. So be careful there.
Pretty good. We like it.
So it's toxic, but also there are a ton of health benefits. This is actually a really healthy fruit.
It's kind of bad for it.
Alright, this is a fruit we've been having a lot of now, and we never had it before. It's a granadilla, and it's basically the brother to a passion fruit. So passion fruit is kind of sour, kind of bitter, also sweet. It's very potent, but this one, it's not very potent at all. It's just these seeds are kind of sweet, but
and you can
kind
eat
of mellow.
the seeds.
Yeah, so.
They sell these everywhere here. So it's kind of like a jelly-like substance, juicy jelly. Why you eat that?
Look at this thing. These are some of the most beautiful fruits I've ever seen. So we made a video in Colombia when we were there about a month and a half ago where we try, I think it was 13 exotic fruits from South America. They're very interesting. Some of them we will never have again. So I'm gonna link to that video here and you should definitely take a look at that because it's pretty interesting. And it's on my other channel, so you won't find it on this one. All right, this next one is aguaymanto. I'm probably pronouncing it a little bit off, but aguaymanto. We've been wanting to try this because it's so odd looking. It's like it's encapsulated in a leaf, but once you get on the inside,
It literally is a leaf. They have these at all the markets here.
it looks like a little cherry tomato.
It's got
See
a
the
lot of
inside?
flavor.
It's odd. It resembles a tomato in a way, but it's sweet, like a fruit, like
Like a
it's
tart
kind of
tomato.
citrusy, almost like an orange. It's to me, it's like a mix of an orange and a tomato.
In our last video, we tried tuna fruit for you guys, but it was a different color. And so this one's supposed to have a different flavor, so we're gonna check this one out. I'm gonna make Alex cut this one this time because last time he made me do it.
But we got a lot of comments from you guys saying that you have to be very careful with it because there are little thorns, or whatever you would call them, little spikes in here that you can't really see, and they can get in your hands and very hard to get out. So.
And it sounds pretty painful. Yeah, luckily I didn't have that last time, and Alex is gonna give it a try cutting it. See if he can do as good of a job as I did.
Crap.
I did it with this knife.
Oh my gosh. Alright, there you go. Alright, let's sit down to eat it then.
The last tuna fruit that we had resembled a melon in flavor and watermelon texture. So it looks like the same texture, obviously, but the flavor hopefully is a little different.
And each fruit contains like 1,000 seeds, all these little seeds, which I guess you're supposed to eat.
It is a little different. I think this one resembles more of a
honeydew.
Honeydew.
It kind of reminds me in a way of cucumber. There's like a cucumber taste to it.
You're right. It does.
I think if you put this in a blender and made a smoothie, it would be really good.
Super refreshing.
That's our fruit tour from home. Alright guys, it's that time of the video again. We're gonna do Q&A. So the first one is from Jody Davis. She says, "Hey guys, loving the new place. So my question is, what's the one thing you miss most from back home?"
So obviously we both miss our families, but besides the obvious thing, I am really missing certain foods from back home. The number one food that I'm missing is Chinese food. I love cream cheese wontons and sweet and sour chicken.
So it's hard not to miss the variety of food back home, back in the US. So when you go to grocery stores, there's a wide variety, and then when it comes to restaurants, we have just a diverse food culture. And so, like Lindsay says, she misses Chinese food, even though it's the US. And for me, it's pretty much Mexican food. I eat Mexican food all the time in California. I really miss that. I miss Chipotle, which is kind of like a fast food chain of Mexican food. And if you're from the US, you probably know what I'm talking about. So I think food.
We miss food.
Food. Alright, the next question is from Pilar Aguilar. "Love your dog. How you love them. He is happy and cocky." A question. What Spanish words have you learned?
Well, one really important word and phrase that we learned as soon as we got to South America was to learn how to ask for the bill, because unlike the US, they don't just bring you the bill when they see you're done eating. They do not give you the bill. You have to ask for it. And even when you ask for it, it can take a really long time.
Yeah, you can sit there for hours. They will never bring it to you, ever.
But I think it's kind of nice in a sense that you don't feel rushed and people take longer eating their meals and enjoying the company, whereas in the US, everything's kind of more rushed and fast-paced. But anyway, so we learned that the bill is called La Cuenta. So when we're ready to go, we say La Cuenta, por favor.
So we've just gotten better at a lot of the basics that we already knew from school. You just kind of learn a little bit of Spanish when you grow up in the US for the most part. But one thing we're planning on doing very soon, we've been putting it off, but we're gonna learn more Spanish. We're gonna take lessons with each other, kind of teach each other, and then also we want to learn some Quechua, because you guys keep saying we should. So want to tell us some phrases or words we really should know in Quechua, and we'll learn them for you.
The next question we have is from Glade Cornelius. "Quarantine and lockdown sucks, especially if it doesn't go as planned. But if you were to get locked down, which country other than the US would you prefer to be in?" So we thought this was a really good question. It's something we hadn't really thought about. But since we've been in lockdown in Cusco, I think this is the city I would pick. It's really been good to us, and it has pretty much everything we would need. It has a lot to offer. It's been
the
safe.
The weather has been great. The food is good.
It's cheap.
It's just this great middle ground of everything. And I thought about any of the other countries that I've been before, if I would be locked down there. And I think this is probably the one I would choose. So we've been pretty lucky. Yeah. So that's the end of our Q&A. Again, thank you to all the patrons and the donations that have come in this week. And you guys are so awesome for doing that. And we'll be sending you things very soon and shouting you out in one of the next videos. And Potato says, see you in the next one. Do you want postcards from around the world? Right now I am writing and drawing on postcards to my subscribers. If you want to join my Patreon, click the link below. You'll be supporting the channel and you'll be getting something pretty cool with a drawing from me. Hey, thanks for making it all the way through this video. If you want to watch more, click one of these videos. Subscribe because I'm traveling all around the world and I'm sharing the whole thing with you. Thanks.